Welcome to Think Alive. We're Sharon and Andy, just two people with a dream and a vision of restoring our traditional stone-built farmhouse in southern Spain, transforming it into a beautiful off-grid home and sharing our journey with you.
Welcome back everyone. It's a beautiful morning in southern Spain. We had a proper heavy mist this morning. I don't know if you can just make out there the remnants of it just lying in the little valley there. Beautiful. Anyway, today is the first of our new weekly how-to Tuesday, we're going to call it, where we're going to cover a variety of DIY things, hopefully pass on some information for people. Today we're going to start with resin fixings or chemical fixings and what these are and how they work, as opposed to the original mechanical fixings like expansion bolts, for example. Right, so chemical fixings versus mechanical fixings. That is a traditional expansion bolt. You drill a hole in your wall, you pop this in. As you tighten it up, that bit expands, if you can make that out there, over there, and forms a wedge in the wall. Good fixings, very strong, but we prefer the resin ones a lot, because in our walls there's God knows what inside there, you know, it's all old lime and stuff, and you can get holes inside it and that. So therefore putting one of these in can put a lot of stress on the wall at the time of tightening it, and it can blow bits out the wall. You can get these in different lengths, of course, but your pressure point, your fixing point, is a very, very small area. Whereas if you use a chemical fixing or a resin fixing, you can cut this rod, for example, to the length that you want it, stick it in your wall, and the whole area of the rod takes the pressure, spreading it over a much bigger area of the wall. Even if you've got hollow bricks, for example, as well, you can use these, and it spreads the load over as big an area as you can cut. Obviously much bigger than that, which is only on that little area. So that's why we prefer to use them. These anchors up here holding this roof up, they're all chemical fixings. So yeah, for us, every time we use these whenever we can. So basically, how do these things work? This is the stuff. You just buy a tube like this. It's about €6–7 for a tube. You can reuse it by capping them, and you get, well, I don't know, 15, possibly 20 fixings out of one tube, depending on the size of your fixings. Two different types here, commonly available. That one's a Fisher one, that one's a Kilosa one. Both the same though. It says it's got a pull out of 1,100 kilos. I suppose that depends how long the fixing is and that, but it's pretty strong basically. On the back of each tube there's a little, if you can see that, and this one might be easier, little chart, tells you the size of your hole diameter regards to the size of your fixing, etc, etc. This one said it takes 20 minutes to go off. This one, if it's warm, you've got like 3 minutes, so you've got to be quick with that. And you say you can get different ones for different applications. You just have to go and read the tubes in your local hardware suppliers or etc. You just fit into a normal mastic gun, and then the nozzles, it's a two-part chemical in there, and the nozzles, if I can open this one up, yeah, let's do it violently. They have a little mixing thing in there, so you can see that it's mixed by the time it gets to the end, and you can cut your tube to the length that you want, etc. But don't cut it past this bit, because that's the way it finishes its mixing. You just screw that on the end, and that goes in your hole. Fill it up. I'll show you in a minute. In this instance, we're going to be actually bolting down some fence post base for a real life application that needs to be strong, because we don't want the fence falling over. Okay, so resin fixings, chemical anchors. What we've done, we've drilled a hole, bigger, slightly bigger than the fixing that we're going to use. It varies, I think, from whatever you're using, from chemical to chemical. So look on the packet, on the tube, should tell you how big to build your hole, drill your hole. when you drilled your hole, make sure you blow it out, something like this. So yes, make sure your hole's clean, else the chemical won't stick to it. We're going to use threaded rod. I'm just going to cut this with the angle grinder into the length that I want. There we go. I was looking at these yesterday. You can buy kits with like 4 lengths in, nuts and washers to go on the end of them, and the kits were €10. These 4 lengths of these bar in a metre are €1, and I've just got like 8 out of 1 length. So if you can buy them and cut them yourself, it's a lot cheaper. The nuts are pennies, so what great way to save yourself a load of money. All we do then is take our gun, put the mixer nozzle on it, and then fill the hole up. So putting a bit more in these because they're hollow bricks, so just to get it to go into the hollow part. One more. It's easier to use when it's warm, it's less viscous. It comes out a lot easier, you don't have to squeeze quite as hard. But its setting time is like down to like 3 minutes or something like that if it's like 30 degrees, which isn't long at all. Okay, with that done, place our post over. Oh, I'm actually going to put a nut on those as I put them in. Just stick a nut on them and just push them down into the hole. There we go, that's it. Get the rest of them in. So when you've used one tube, just take the nozzle off it before it sets and stick it on your next tube, because at the end when you have finished, if you just take the nozzle off, then you can use the tube again. If you can use your nozzles like this, it saves buying them. So that's it, cap back on, ready to go again. That's still, I don't know, a third left in it or something like that, which we can use in the future. Then once you're done, like these I prepared yesterday, just tighten the nuts up and cut off any excess bar that you've got with the angle grinder. So there we go, quick, easy, cheap, no more expensive, or probably no less expensive than traditional mechanical fixings. Very, very effective. I say we love them, you know, we use them more often than not now. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little video. If you do, give us a thumbs up, drop a comment in the comments please if you've got any questions or anything. If there's anything you'd like us to cover, bearing in mind we want to try and keep these videos short and specific, drop that in the comments also. We don't want to be taking on big projects on this kind of thing. It's just to introduce people that may not know, or expand people's horizons on various DIY things that you can easily and safely do yourself. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll be back with our normal video on Thursday.